You are watching me, Mick, here on my YouTube channel, Movies TV Mad. You can also follow me on X at Movies TV Mad and on my Instagram, Movies TV Mad X. So yesterday, the female director who's been appointed by Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, to direct the new Rey Skywalker movie, came out and said something, and everyone has an opinion on it. She said it's about time that a female shaped the galaxy far, far away. Then, madam, what has Kathleen Kennedy been doing since the Lucasfilm Disney acquisition, right? Disney acquired Lucasfilm. Kathy was made Lucasfilm president. She's the one who's been shaping a galaxy far, far away for a very long time and has made an absolute pig's ear of it. That doesn't mean a woman can't shape a galaxy far, far away. While saying this female director not once mentions her plan for this Star Wars movie, her directorial inspirations, her plans for this movie. This is typical New Hollywood. They never talk about the movie, their excitement for movies, their plans for the movie. And when they're marketing the movie, they never talk about the movie itself, just their politics and their hot takes and their complaints about the patriarchy and how women have never been given a fair crack of the whip. Let me be clear. The consumer doesn't give a shit about equality. The consumer just wants to be entertained. So, who is this director? I mean, her name, I can't even remember her name. Her name's not important. It really isn't. It's irrelevant to this conversation. What has she directed before? I don't have a clue. Is this woman even a director? She's more a political activist than she is a director. Bringing her on board to direct this movie is like appointing me to direct this movie. Very, very little experience, boys and girls. And the problem with bringing in someone who has no experience barely of VFX, CGI, and how, the technical aspects of making a film like this, it means they've got to have someone shadowing her, teaching her while she directs the movie. It's very similar to what happened with Wonder Woman 2017 and Patty Jenkins. Zack Snyder was shadowing her. Zack Snyder was the one who directed the No Man's Land sequence while Jenkins got credit for it, because they needed to attach a woman's name to a female-led movie. But ultimately, Wonder Woman 2017 was a joint-led movie with Chris Pine, a male, playing Steve Trevor, and Gal Gadot, because Gal Gadot couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. She couldn't have led that film on her own. So you got Zack Snyder, so you got Jenkins leaning on Zack Snyder and Gal Gadot leaning on Chris Pine. Without those two men, that film wouldn't have been what it was in the end. Facts. And this is what's going to happen here. What about Chad Zielinski, the guy who directs the John Wick movies? Right, these strong and powerful women were doing Birds of Prey. Kathy Yan was directing it. Very small-time director, very good director. Not a good technical director. She'd never made a big film in her life before. So they brought her on. She did shit action, so they brought on Chad Zielinski, a man, to bail her out. Now, he didn't have enough time to bail her out in the end. The sequences weren't that bad, but they could have been a lot better if, guess what? Chad had directed the movie. But he's a man. And, they had a bunch of female leads, so they weren't allowed to do that. So basically, this is New Hollywood. This is the truth of New Hollywood. A bunch of people that have no clue about movies and entertainment because they don't care about movies and entertainment. That isn't their key motivation. You've heard this woman. It's about time that a woman built out a galaxy far, far away. But what excitement as a consumer does that give me? Why do I care about this statement? She goes, I'm very excited for our plans. What plans? Do you even have any plans? No. You're going to make it up as you go along. Is this movie actually going to happen? They're doing a lot of talking. Have they given us any dates? Not from what I can see. It's a lot of talking here. The truth is, and we know, that this movie will bomb like the rest. But it's all kind of after the Lord Mayor's show now. Because Star Wars, Disney Star Wars has been a dead corpse for many, many years now. It's a bit like a necrophiliac who's been shagging a corpse for many, many years and carries on shagging a corpse. There's not going to be much left on that corpse in the end. Is there now? This is that situation. People say, well, Star Wars is dead. This film's going to flop. This is so bad. No, it's already dead. It's already game over. And this woman making this statement, just as I say, it's just like a necrophiliac shagging a dead body. Simple as that. It's dead already. Look at Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. Whether you like that film or not, whether you like Zack as a filmmaker or not, there's been no virtue signalling. They've got a diverse cast, a female lead. For me, they all did really, really well. I enjoyed the movie personally. No triggering, no propaganda. The movie's there for you to see. You embrace it or you don't embrace it. But let's be clear, Rebel Moon has had more views on Netflix than any of last year's Star Wars D+ series. Facts, 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 facts. It's been a success. And here's the thing, because Kathleen Kennedy doesn't really care about Star Wars, about making something great. Don't forget, Kathy comes from a generation when, where titans of industry were running Hollywood, and they did care. So the first opportunity she gets, she joins the new chorus of New Hollywood, which is a bunch of people who don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Disney Star Wars. I'm going to polish off my, what's that documentary called? Empire of Dreams. That's right, Empire of Dreams. I'm going to dust off my Empire of Dreams DVD and watch it while I'm in bed tonight and reminisce about how great Star Wars was under George Lucas. Because Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Now, let me be clear. If you love Disney Star Wars, great. I'm happy for you. But it's not making any money. It's all running on a loss like the MCU is and like the rest of it is. There's no entertainment. Hollywood was sat down last year as, what was it? Is it Godzilla -1? Godzilla -1 made by Japanese people, and a Japanese filmmaker made money. And they were showed up. Because personally, the best thing that could happen now is the same Japanese studio or whoever made that movie to buy the Star Wars franchise. I'd rather watch a foreign language Star Wars with subtitles at the bottom rather than the shit that Disney have been giving us. It doesn't work, everyone. Eddie Murphy, Morgan Freeman, the brilliant, beautiful Denzel Washington didn't make it because they were black men. They made it because they were talented, right? That's the point. That's why, diversity quotas don't work. Eddie Murphy, Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington prove that these quotas, this virtue signalling doesn't work. We all want equality. We want everyone to have the same opportunities, but you still got to be damn talented. Is this the best female director to choose to make a Star Wars film? Is there not other, better female directors that could have done this film? Of course. That's what makes it worse. This is not good diversity for this woman to direct this film. This woman clearly couldn't direct her way out of a fucking paper bag. She couldn't direct Traffic. I'm not angry. I may sound angry, but I'm not. Because I buried Disney Star Wars a long time ago. I haven't watched anything since Kenobi. That was enough for me. Since I saw a little girl, I saw stormtroopers pretend to run after a little girl really slowly and how blatantly it was badly performed structured, choreographed, and directed. It's dead, everyone. It's dead on arrival. It's finished. Let them virtue signal. Let them say whatever they damn well want, because we all know it's dead. They don't have the power. We do. We have the power, because all we have to do, like, this is the final time I'm going to talk about it, right? I may review the movie when it finally comes out, if it ever comes out. I'm not so sure that this ever happens. Disney had one of its worst years in its history because of this very situation, because of the way they've structured themselves as blatant progressives. And they carry on doing the same thing. I genuinely believe they think if they keep on playing the same tune on the same trumpet, we'll just give up and go, we'll consume your shit. Well, we're not. This is a culture war. There is a divide. And most of last year, I watched old movies. I rewatched 24. I rewatched Doctor Who. You know, and rewatched other old shows like Alias. Do you remember when there was a time when we had 24, Alias, Lost and Prison Break all on our television? What have we got now? A bunch of average mid shit. I am too old to worry about this now. I feel sorry for young people. I feel sorry for Gen Z that they have to consume this shit. As a kid, I suffered with depression, anxiety. I was bullied. I had learning difficulties. You know, my mum and dad were ashamed of me. Why can't you be more like your clever brother? Things like that. So for me, without the great escapism I had in the 80s and the 90s, you know, I don't know where I'd be now. Maybe I would have taken my own life. Without Christopher Reeve's Superman, I probably would have taken my own life. Without Tom Welling's Clark Kent, I probably would have taken my own life. This is how important escapism is. They are damaging young people with what they're doing. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with diversity. There's nothing wrong with casting black people, Indian people, Asian people, women that are talented, right? And it's the same with white people. If they're not fucking talented, don't cast them. There's the same rules for everyone. But what they're doing now is, oh, we've got to have a black woman. We've got to have a black woman, right? Eddie Murphy didn't get to play Axel Foley because he was a random black guy. Everyone could see how talented he was on Saturday Night Live. So he got the gig. He got 48 hours. Because he was talented. And we all wanted to watch him. And that is the damn point. This is a very crazy situation, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Doctor Who. It's all dead, everyone. Throw it in the trash and walk away.